Hi, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I'm not going to wait for people to hop on. I am just going to share this in the team page, and then I'll be able to put this. I'm going to start being better at putting my videos back on YouTube, so you guys are going to be able to go back and see those. But you guys, I wanted to share something with you that I heard, and I was like, oh my God, this is so true, and I know this is going to help somebody. So give me a sec while I get my little wax warmer out and put some wax in my wax warmer. Hi, Mel. If you guys are on here, share this with your team. Share the link, copy the link, tag somebody in this, and you guys, I'm just going to go in, okay? So I was listening to, first of all, shout out to Caitlin, who, I don't know if you guys have also seen this, but she has started her 5 a.m. club this morning. So we got up at, 4:45, started our day really good, got our, journaling, affirmations out, and then, worked out, and then went on a power hour. So that was awesome. The scent that I am using is Tropical Sorbet. So it's pretty good. But anyways, so we had a really good morning. I wanted to share something with you guys that I was listening to yesterday that actually, literally, I'm like, wow, this is so freaking true. And once I had it put to me like this, I was like, I have to share this with you guys, okay? So here's the deal, you guys. In business, I don't know how, I think we have a lot of different levels in this team page. We have people that have been around for a really long time, like literally ever since we became, a team. Like, it's so crazy. I was with Alana the other day, and she's like, I just had my 4 years. I'm like, oh my God, you've been in this business for like just as long as I have. We obviously have people that are brand new, okay? So wherever you're at, I want you to hear this, which is, being an entrepreneur, like whether it's network marketing, having your own business, like whatever it is, you have to understand there's going to be times where you almost lose focus. You might be hearing it called like losing motivation or being uninspired. Like this has happened to me many times in my business. And like, I'm not always coming on here talking about it, but it's like, in anything that's worth having, it's never going to be just a clear shot. You can see the whole path before you walk it. Like it's easy, straight, shot to success or whatever you're trying to do. There's going to be times where you're like, oh my gosh, I feel off, or like I'm feeling like, not as motivated as I once was. And honestly, it doesn't really have I thought it would stop whenever I hit diamond. Who feels me? Who thinks like, oh, once I hit diamond, then I will be like good, then I'll be completely fired up and ready to go because I'm diamond. And then what happens? You get to diamond, and that end point is a new starting line for you. And then it's like the next thing, right? And so what I've learned over these past 4 years is like being an entrepreneur, you're going to have to learn how to navigate through these times. And it really comes down to like how long are you willing to stay down before you get back up, because it's all about your response time. So, one of the things that I hear all the time is, and Caitlin, do you mind sharing this in the chats if you can? I don't know if you're on a computer. I know you can on your phone. If not, I'm going to put it on YouTube after, so I'll share it in the chats after. But so one of the things that I hear all the time, and again, like I said, I've gone through this too, where it's like, I just feel uninspired. I'm not motivated. I've lost drive. I've lost inspiration. And this is what I heard on this podcast, okay? Or whatever I was listening to. It is not even a real thing to lose motivation. It is not a real thing to lose drive. You do not get uninspired. Like that's literally not a real thing. That's not real, okay? So what happens is you actually self-sabotage because you're scared, okay? So what happens when, like, okay, for example, I'll give you guys an example. So what I've seen before is like, people go, like, let's use diamond as an example, okay? I think that's like the first rank where like you really get a taste of like, wow, this is insane money. Like that's like stepping into leadership. You unlock the, part of the compensation plan where you have the license to print money, And so I remember, I think it was more for me, it was more double. Okay. So what had happened with me is I came into this business like fired up, ready to go. Okay. I was like, I had watched somebody for 3 years. When I actually clicked submit, it was game time. Like I knew what I want. I knew that I wanted diamond, and I just like focused on diamond. Okay. So hear me out on this, because this is going to connect. I focused on diamond. And then what had happened was once we went diamond, the next month we actually went double, and it was a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck with who was placed where. Just where, Laurel was my emerald, and we actually both ended up going diamond the same month. So all I needed for that double the next month was an emerald, which I already had. Like it was just it was lucky, okay? And so basically what I'm talking about is like when we thought about when we went double, the focus was on going double. I'm going double. Like this is just like what I focused on, right? So then what happens is sometimes when we hit a goal or when we get to this space of like, even if we hit the goal or we didn't, what happens is we start self-sabotaging because we're scared. Okay? So when I hit double diamond, I got to this point where I was like, who am I to be double diamond making $6,000 a month? Who am I to have quit my job, because I'm making more money than my phone? And then you start this like train of thought where it's like, oh yeah, no, like why would I have this? Like I'm just like little old me, like dropped out of, university after like 2, months or whatever, not really, but like, who am I? Like I've never held like a job down. I mean, I've never been able to like, be the top of the class. Like, and you literally start self-sabotaging yourself. And guys, we have talked about this. I don't care like what your beliefs are. I don't know if you believe in God. I don't know if you believe in a higher power. I don't know if you believe in just like the universe. I believe in like a higher power spiritually. And so, that's just for me personally. Whatever it is for you, I think there's all different like level, like there's all different like whatever. What it is, okay? But I feel like across the board we can all almost agree that like the law of attraction, I don't know if that's what you call it, but like speaking things into existence is like a very real thing. Like it actually is a science. If you look up on YouTube, Mel Robbins' law of attraction, it talks about we have a processor in our brain, in our mind, that when we think thoughts, our brains literally cannot tell the difference between if this was a real thought or a real thing that actually happened, like you failed your, grade 12 class, like that really happened, or if it's a thought that you've thought about and your brain can't distinguish if it's real or fake. And so what happens is when we think these thoughts, our brains, this processor, I forget what it's called. Anyways, who cares? It actually looks for reasons to support the thoughts or what has happened, and it looks for more evidence to support that, okay? So what happens is when we get uninspired, when we get like, I don't know the next thing. I don't know. I think it really does come down to two things. Number one, you either aren't setting a path out for yourself to know what you're going after. Where there's no vision, the people perish. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been times, you guys, where I've been in my business and everything's gone. And then it's like, I get to this point and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know the next step. So then I'm not dreaming, and then I don't even know what I'm after. Like, it's like putting a ship on the water with no destination, no plan, no crew. Like, where's the ship gonna go? Nowhere, right? If you had a ship that has the crew, the destination, the map, like 9 times out of 10, it's gonna get there. So number one, do you have the vision? Do you know what you're going after? Because I'll just tell you right now, if you're throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks, chances are it's not gonna stick. Okay? So then the second part of that is, are you and it sounds so simple, but it's like, are you feeding your mind the right things? Like, you're not uninspired. You're literally just self-sabotaging yourself. You've got to a point where you think, who am I to have this? Who am I to be successful? Oh, why would people even want this? And you literally start saying these things to yourself subconsciously or unconsciously that now lead for you subconsciously looking for more things to support that, which then like weans it down to like, oh, I can't do this anyways, I may as well quit. Whereas if you come in and you're like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like you come in and you're like, no, I am a diamond. This is why like I am affirmations are so important. You guys, I was talking to Cammie the other day, and I should like play this voice message for you. She says, you know what? I want to make sure you have a good morning routine for yourself. She's like, you need to wake up and you need to write down I am affirmations. Like you need to speak that over yourself. You guys, thoughts becomes words, words become actions, actions become results. So if your process starts at the thoughts being negative, just like they said on wherever it was, I forget where they said this. I don't remember where I hear anything. I just know I heard it. You know, if your thoughts, like if you're thinking like these like negative like thought, like you're right, you know? So it literally starts with it's here. You know, it like starts in here. Like I believe, oh, what did they say? You can't out hustle a negative mindset. You literally can't. And I was saying this to you guys, there's been many times in my business, like, just to be really vulnerable with you, like, I've always been a mass enroller. I've always enrolled. I've never not enrolled. Even when I'm not all like there, I always enroll. But that's not going to take you to the top. That's not going to make you the diamond or the double diamond. I mean, it might for a little bit, but I feel like I just had this like realization. I'm listening to the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and they say in there, like, you literally have a blueprint in your mind, in your body, when it comes to finances, when it comes to like what you deserve, when it comes to like the life you want to have. Like, you have a pre-programmed blueprint. And so some people come into this and their pre-programmed like blueprint thermostat is set at such a low level, and then they're trying to out hustle that low level, where it's like, what does a thermostat do in your house, right? Like, if you have a thermostat in your house and it's set to, I don't know nothing about this. It's probably like totally wrong numbers. Let's say it's set to like 60. I don't even know Fahrenheit. I have no idea. Okay, so let's say it's set to 60. When it starts dropping below 60 or going over 60, what does it do? It resets to 60. And so it's just like, I think you have to catch yourself. If you're feeling uninspired, and like I said, I've been here before. I've been here as a new distributor where I'm like, what is going on? But I've also been here. I will distinctly remember this. I felt like it was so crazy. We were at conference in Florida. This was, I think, 2 conferences ago. I literally like walked across the stage as a top earner, like won an award. Like, I was like up there with Mark and Cindy. Like, they gave me this award, and I just was like so lost, like in my mind. Like, we were making great money, like all of the things. And when I listened to that, I was like, wow, I was literally just in self-destruction mode. Like, this is what we as humans do naturally. Like, our brains are not supposed to keep us successful. They're not supposed to keep us happy. They're supposed to keep us safe. And so when we start stepping out into the more, your mind is, your thermostat, depending on wherever you are, is literally telling you, back it up to where you were, because this is where it is safe. And the reason that you are where you are is because you stayed in this like comfort zone of safe that doesn't allow you to go outside of it. And it's like, dude, if you want the 1% life, you have to be willing to do what the 99% of people don't do. And it's not that you're not worthy of it. It's that you're scared of it. You're almost scared of success. Who am I? Who could I be to manage that? You know, who could I be to do this? The taxes. What is the taxes going to be like? I can't tell you guys how many times I say that, or how many times I hear that. What are the like, if I make all this money, what are the taxes going to be like? Dude, that is not how a wealthy person thinks. And you can start thinking like a wealthy person to become the wealthy person. Think like a wealthy person with negative $500 in your account, because you already know what it's like to think like a broke person. And is it working for you? Maybe it is. But for me, I'm saying this from a place of like, dude, I've been there, and I like again, success is not what you see, you know? It's so much internal. And I'm saying this to you out of like a place of like, holy crap, when I heard that, you're not uninspired. You're not uninspired. You either lack vision or you're scared, right? And so then the question becomes, how do you move past that? How do you get unscared? Well, I feel like I'm unsure of what I don't know about, you know, like I'm the unknown, right? Like, a confused mind says no. So how do you then like switch that thermostat of being scared to a mindset of abundance? It just comes from personal development. And I feel like you have to surround yourself, and I don't mean surround yourself physically. I mean, you have to have in your ear where you're trying to go. So if it's a money mindset thing for you, well, I mean, the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I think that is a really good place to start. If it's confidence for you, you need to be looking at how to build confidence. If it's, you know, whatever it is, if it's time management, like, you guys, I'm telling you, successful people, they do not have hurdles. In fact, they have many hurdles, but they're programming their mind to be like, okay, how can I get around this? How can I fix this? How can I find a solution to this? Whereas a negative or a broke or a poor person mentality will say, oh, it's because of this. It's the victim. It's this. I'm the victim. It's the business. It's the products. It's the compensation plan. It's the partners. It's the this. It's the economy. Like, no, it's not. It's you need to have the abundant mindset of like, people are out there doing it right now. People that were not qualified to be successful are out there being successful right now. You cannot out hustle a bad mindset. And if you have no vision, and if you are blocking your own success when you just realize like you're the solution and the problem. You know, I think it was Tony Robbins that says, you know, the thing that's literally stopping you from having what you want in this life is the story that you tell yourself as to why you can't have it. I was programmed like this. Oh, this is how I am, you know? Anyways, this book is really good. It just like, it talks about rewiring your blueprint for these different things, whether that's, you know, success, money, blah, 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 whatever it is. And Secret to the Millionaire Mind. That's the one I'm talking about. And then one thing I want to say, and then I'll get off. So they say we are conditioned by three things. There's three categories. Number one, what we hear. Number two, what people model for us, so what we see. And number three, the experiences that we've had. And this usually comes from like your as you grow up, like the experiences that you've had as a young child. Like, so for example, the examples that they gave were like, okay, so, you know, for what you hear, right? Like the things that you would hear, like, let's say if you've always heard like money doesn't grow on trees, right? Money doesn't grow on trees. And it's like, well, actually it does. It's paper, and paper comes from trees. But like, if you heard that growing up, like drop a 1 if you've ever heard that growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? So then you literally are conditioned and programmed to think there is a shortage of money. Money is not readily available to me. So you are blocking yourself from having the availability to make more money. Okay? What is modeled in front of you. So he gave the example. He's like, okay, he's like, when my wife was a kid and she would go ask for a quarter, right? Like whatever for the ice cream truck, she would go ask her mom, and then the mom would say, go ask your dad. Your dad has all the money. She is now conditioned to think that, oh, men are the ones that make the money. It's not women. It's not us. It's the men. The men have the money, right? And then the experiences that we have as children, or even in our adult life, like what is programming us based on what we've seen to, oh my God, this is so crazy. I'm having so many realizations. Okay, what we've seen and experiences that we've been through to program how we are. Now, I was having this conversation. This is so weird. Actually, this is so weird. I was having this conversation with somebody that is very close to me, okay? In the last week. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to go into it. I'm going to be like very, whatever. So we were just talking about like anxiety, okay? Drop a 2 if you deal with anxiety, okay? Your girl, like for me guys, like, I mean, a lot of people don't probably think this because I'm like on the internet, I'm very extroverted. In real life, I'm very introverted. I deal with anxiety like, oh my God, like it's crazy, okay? And she's like, yeah, she's like, so we were just talking about like this kind of is like a longer, I'm trying to make this really short, but like, you know, both her and I have been in situations, like in our lives previous to this, like, you know, this is like, I mean, I know a lot of you guys know probably our story, but a lot of you guys, I don't have like, I mean, I had a really great childhood, you know, I'm great now, but there's some times in the middle there where it's getting a little sketchy for a bit, okay? You know, running around probably with the wrong people, you know, all the things. And I have been in some like just crazy situations like in my life. Like there's been like I used to date this guy before I was with Mike, and he was just like bad news, and like, you know, I was like this young kid. This is gonna come full circle in a lesson. I'm not just rambling about this. This could tell you something, okay? So like, you know, just really scary situations where like, you know, just scary situations. Just like, you know, just scary situations. Like to give you an idea, he ended up passing away. Like just scary situations where as like a young adult, like I shouldn't have been in those situations. And that was years of my life, okay? And so we were kind of laughing because, you know, it was the same for her. Like, she's like, you know, she's gone through some stuff too or whatever. And she's like, yeah, like now I have this awesome life and I have more anxiety than I did when I was going through all these weird times. And I was like, oh my God, that is so true. Like, I think like, okay, just to give you an example, like when I was younger, like I flew to Italy, like no problem, like with my family, like, 12 out, whatever it is, like no problem. I don't even remember it being a problem. I can't even get on a 45-minute plane right now without taking 2 Ativans and like knocking myself out. Like it just like, I have the leading up to going to the airport, my heart is like I literally have a breakdown. And so I'm like, how did I go through all of these crazy, scary things that would like literally take people out, not have anxiety, but now I have anxiety and I have this like nice little family, like, like there's nothing to be anxious about. Like, why am I, and then she was like, yeah, it's literally our bodies, the experience that we have gone through in our life have conditioned us to always be in like fight or flight mode. Like that something's not okay, like looking for the problem, And I'm like, holy crap, like that's literally what we do when you think about it, right? So anyways, we are influenced by what we hear, what we've seen, and our experiences that we've had. So when you look at where you are, I want you to truly ask yourself, like, am I putting a cap on where I am right now? Like, are my thoughts, my actions, and my beliefs keeping me where I am? And if they are, this is where you have to make the intentional switch to just go in the other direction. And I'm going to tell you guys something else. It's not going to be easy. Okay? It's just not going to be easy. Anything that's worth having is not going to be easy. It's not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel good. All excuses are made in the same, they're made through the same process. Like all excuses are made equal, and there's no priority fight over what's important to you. And so I feel like you just have to get to this point where it's like, okay, column A does not serve me. Column B isn't serving me right now, but there's potential. Let's start walking down the path of the things that are going to serve me. And I promise you guys, like, all these stories that you're telling yourself as to why you can't do it, are you going to look back, like this I think about, are you going to look back, like on your deathbed, seriously, like, I know this is getting a little crazy now, but like, think about this, think about you're literally on your deathbed, are you going to look back and say, wow, I really gave that my all, or I'm really glad I didn't piss off my Facebook network by posting about this, or I'm so happy that I lived in this little shell, because it's like, do you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, today is the day. Today is the day that counts. What you do now counts. And what you do now, oh, this is one last thing I'm going to tell you that's so good. Oh my God. Okay, I got to tell you this last thing and then I got to go. Okay, here's the other thing, okay? I need you guys to start comparing your life, your business, and like what you go through as like the results that you're getting, good, bad, positive, negative, like happy, sad, whatever it is, rich, broke, whatever it is for you. The results that you get are like the fruit that grows on the tree, okay? Feel me on this. A tree grows, it sprouts, there's growth, and then at the end, you have the fruit on the tree, which is your results, okay? This is your results that you're getting. When people are not happy when people are not getting the results they want, what do typically people focus on? They focus on the fruit. They focus on the result. And they figure out all these ways to change the result. Oh, let me just switch to this company. Oh, let me just go over here. Oh, let me just do this. Oh, it's the economy. Oh, it's this. Oh, blah, 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 blah. When in reality, what you need to be focusing on is the deep-rooted roots underneath the tree that produce the results. So your lack of money or your lack of time is not the cards you were dealt. It is the result of something else, good or bad. And so we need to focus on the action, the growth of the tree that produces the results. Stop looking at the freaking fruit. Look at the rooting system, okay? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. You have to just look at the internal. And I don't know, guys. I just like had this moment of realization. I'm like, oh my God, you guys, you're not uninspired. You're literally just scared. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Okay? I promise you guys, wherever you are in this business right now, I promise you, you can have success. Whatever story you're telling yourself, this, that, or the other thing, I promise you, successful people, they've had these things. They've had these objections. They've had these moments of like, crap, but they just overcome. That's what it is. Anyways, I gotta go. I hope this like helped you in some way. But it's so crazy because I feel like when you realize like you have the power to like change it, okay? But stop saying tomorrow. Stop saying next week, okay? Because next week becomes never. Messy action is better than no action at all. Messy success is better than no movement. You cannot coast up. There's the only way to coast is down. And when you start feel the burning in your legs from walking uphill, just know that that's how it's supposed to be. And I promise you, like, it is hard growing your mind. It is hard putting yourself out there. It is hard failing publicly. It is hard, leading people. It's hard being consistent. It's hard. It's hard. All the things, right? It's hard, it's hard being consistent with your daily list. It's hard to really get vulnerable and share your story. It's hard to go live when you know that would be what explodes your business, but you're just like not really secure in that yet. But you know what? It's also hard looking back in 10 years and being like, shit, I really settled for this life. I was just really comfortable. Dang, another Christmas like that goes by that, here I am again. Like, and I'm saying this stuff, this is me, okay? I'm not projecting this on you. This is me, okay? Dang, it's hard thinking that when my son needs me there for something at school or whatever, like, I'm at my crappy job that I hate. It's hard checking your bank account in the lineup of the grocery store all sneakily so nobody behind you sees it, and adding up in your head if you're going to be like short and get declined again and have to go to a different grocery store. Like, it's hard. Everything we do has a hard option. But I promise you guys, you just have to walk in faith with this business and know that if somebody else can do it, and if you actually take the time to look at the people that are successful in this industry, they are not all like me. They are not all like Caitlin. They are not all like Krista. They are not all like Courtney. They are not all like Jocelyn Yates, who's all quiet and yellow. They are not all like Jade Hooper, who is crazy loud and obnoxious like me. They are not all like Stephanie Dunn, who walks with such grace and like, I'm like, do you even like fart? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like there's so many different types of people. So while you're sitting out here and counting yourself out, somebody else out there is making it happen and is living the life that you not only want, but you deserve, okay? Anyways, I just had this like moment. So listen, you guys, I'm excited. The time is now. I mean, you guys will hear me say that forever. The time is now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time was now. Every single day is a start for you to start at zero. And, I'll tell you guys, there is a 3-month shadow period with this business. What you do or do not do right now, you will feel in 3 months. Anybody else feel like this year is just going by so quickly? Like, guys, start building the momentum and the structure and the foundation and planting those seeds for what will pay you in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next year. Last thing, and then I gotta go, I promise. Mike said to me the other day, because we were kind of having this talk. This is so weird. This is all coming at such a weird time. And I was just like, I told him, I'm like, I just don't feel, there's something like going on up here. Like, there's just something going on. And he's like, but you're killing it. Like, you're enrolling. You're doing, like, you're enrolling so much. Like, I'm enrolling so much right now, you guys. It's crazy. And it's like, I literally said to him, I'm like, it's because I've just been so consistent for 4 years. Like, I've been so consistent. And I feel like that's what I mean when I say messy action. Sometimes I'm like, holy crap, what is going on inside of my mind? Like, I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm in this like weird space, which we will be. Like, it's so funny. Like, when we went like to Costa Rica, we were part of like the top 30 income earners, okay? And we went to Costa Rica, and I was like the little fish in the big pond. I was the new one. I was like everyone's been around, everyone's Ambassador Diamond. Like, we weren't even Ambassador Diamond. Like, I just felt so out of place, and I was just so like underqualified and counting myself out. And then guess what happened? When I got there, the conversation was how everybody else felt the same. Everybody else had gone through that same like thought process of like, I don't deserve to be here. Like, guys, Jade Hooper, like literally we were talking about this on the phone the other day. She's like, yeah, like I remember just every time I go to an event, like I just feel like everybody feels like this, right? And so while you're out here like thinking that everybody's looking at you and thinking this about you, they are thinking the same thing about themselves, okay? So start looking for the things that you want Don't work out of fear. Don't work from the things that you don't want. I mean, don't get me wrong. Have that I do not ever want to go back to that lifestyle list of things you will never go back to, but don't use that as your driving factor. You need to be like hungry and like, you know, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm like going off on a tangent. So anyways, I love you guys. I'm excited for the team training tonight. Caitlin has posted about it in the team page, so be on that. Part of this is just being close to the fire, truly, okay? So whenever you're feeling like down and out, don't isolate yourself, show up. You know, it's the start of the momentum train, you know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, I love you, and I am excited for what this month is going to bring, and let's get it. Bye, guys.